Family, I'm in Columbia, South Carolina, and you cannot come to Columbia and not pull up on one of the greatest songwriters, greatest pastors, one of the greatest people I know. My brother, my friend, Pastor Travis Greene. We're here at Forest City, and I'm getting ready to drop some merch off to my guy and have a conversation about how worship changed his life. Let's go. Pastor Travis has an incredibly large, amazing, beautiful church. I feel like I'm going through a maze trying to find this guy. I know this is where we did Encounter. This is where Encounter was birthed, in this room. Wow, I'm feeling very nostalgic right now. It's crazy. Okay, let's keep looking. Nope, nobody's in here. Okay. Probably doing Bible study or praying and in deep reflection of the word. I doubt it. Anyway, let's go. Pastor Travis Greene.
Yo!
Bro, you may have one of the dopest churches in America.
Come on, man. You put us on the map.
Like,
you did a recording here. You put us on the map.
I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it, but you said it.
It's Christmas.
Doc, I brought you a little worship changed my life, man.
Come bearing gifts.
Little tea. We'll open that up later. But
You're a week late for my birthday. I'm opening it now. This is my birthday gift.
you're a week late.
It's cold, bro. Let's go. Let's go.
Look at that, man. You feel the weight of that?
Got your own tack. This is real quality.
That's not Sheen, Doc.
Nah, this getting warm right here, man.
I'm here with one of the best, one of the absolute, not just best artists, worship leaders, pastors, songwriters, but best people I know. Quality human being. I would like him if he didn't sing. I would like him if he didn't write songs, because he's just an amazing, incredible. He's almost as funny as me. Almost.
And we're the same height. It's a lot. Same initials.
Same initials.
Yeah.
Same height.
Yeah.
That's insane. Same height is crazy.
Yeah.
That's literally insane.
Yeah.
But I'm here with my brother, Pastor Travis Greene, Dr. Travis Greene.
Travis
we don't even have to use
Travis
the doctor
is enough.
stuff, like the church doctor. It's like he had the paperwork to prove it. But I'm here with my brother, pulled up on him, dropping off some merch, and just wanted to have a conversation, man. I've been having these conversations with people, and they've been so refreshing, like, to sit down with people who do what we do, but at the same time, like, hear their testimonies about, how did worship really change your life? And so that's the question I've asked about 10 people. Like, how did worship change Travis Greene's life?
Yeah, man, that's a phenomenal question. I think for me, it depends on how we define worship.
Okay.
From a biblical context or from a cultural context. I think in culture, worship is automatically associated with music.
Right.
However, I mean, you would know this. The first time worship is mentioned in the Bible, Genesis 22, Abraham says, me and the lad are going up to worship and will return. And there was no instruments and no music involved in it. So for me, I define worship as really a life of obedience. And I think it's important to define it that way, because if you think that worship is only music, then you also think worship could be turned on and off.
Absolutely.
That's so good. Paul writes for us to present our bodies as living sacrifices, holy and acceptable to God, which is our reasonable act of service, our reasonable act of worship. And so I think a lifestyle of worship and a lifestyle of obedience, and that's how it changed my life. Really just following, the Bible says the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. So just following his instruction day to day. Do this, don't do that. Leave this alone. Connect with them. Disconnect with them. Go here, don't go there.
Right.
Those little things. And I mean, that was really even the life of Abraham. Go to the land I'll show you.
Yeah.
And he lived this life of worship long before he even got to the mountain. It's like, man, I just want my ear to be inclined to his voice.
Yeah, like I feel like your number one, your testimonies. So you just have a testimony. Your testimonies are like so incredible. But like, I think it's always cool for me. Like, I love the fact that I'm from a little podunk town in North Carolina that nobody's ever heard of. Yeah. And like coming from small spaces and seeing what God has done. I don't know if you always wanted to be a famous worship leader who traveled the world. For me, it was like at 16, I was just like, God, I just want you to get the glory out of my life. And I've always been overly content with whatever that looked like. You know what I mean? Like, I love the local church. Like, that's always, anything I do outside of the local church is like whipped creams and cherries. It's not the meat. It's not the substance, because I feel like God isn't coming back for a revival he's not coming back for a tour or a concert. He's coming back for his church. So I feel like if it's important to God,
Beautiful.
it has to be important to us, right? And so like serving the local church week in and week out is the greatest thing I'll ever get to do in my life. So coming from a small town, right? And just having aspirations like to do something great for God and being where you are now, what has that process been like?
Man, man, I'm from 2 towns in Georgia, one Columbus, Georgia, and Warner Robins, Georgia. Warner Robins, man. Yes, sir. Wartown.
Right.
And, for me, similar, man, I grew up in a small Pentecostal church, and there used to be a fish market that became a church.
Wow.
Could probably seat 80,
Okay. It's about 30 more than us.
Yeah, and I mean that's when we packed though. That's on like choir anniversary.
Right.
So just a few families, man, and grew up, and God was so gracious. He allowed really me to grow up with people who were my age. My whole community was a church, but it had everything to do with my formation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Being able to see deliverance, front row seat, being able to see commitment.
Yes.
In and out of season. And that, I think, Tasha and I talk about this a lot, but you're from the same breed. I think when you come from that, it gives you a different, you just made it a little different. And not specifically Pentecostal, but I mean just church roots, period. You have this thing about you where you're not driven by convenience. You're not driven by money or flash. You really are like driven by like encounter. And so, yeah, man, that had everything to do with how I was made, how I was formed. I think one of the differences, though, is if I'm honest, I started off pure, and ambition kind of knocked me off the course. But what I related to is, I was just talking to someone about this yesterday. It's a Joseph type story though, where, when you are the disadvantage, however you want to see it, and advantage of being raised in our environments is that it's prophetic. And because of that, it's kind of like spoiler alert. So I didn't have to discover purpose. It was told to me when I was a little boy. Every pastor that came to town, you know what I mean? I'm sure you, Tasha, all of us can say the same thing. It was like, God's going to do this, God's going to do that. And so if you're not careful, though, the destination can become idolized. And that's what it was for me. It was like, hey, I know this is coming, but why is it taking so long?
Yeah.
And in the middle, that's where I had to really learn them, and where I had to die to my own, ambition, and where my motives had to be pure to finally come back to a place where nothing else matters, because for so long, everything else did matter.
Yeah. No, that's honest. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I just want God to get the glory every single day, all the time. It's like, no, I wanted to be.
Yeah. I started off like that, but then it was like, nah, I gotta win.
Yeah. And that can be easy. And then here's the thing: it's like when that's the motivation, and you finally get to what you think that is, you're like, dang,
that's it. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
like this is what I strived for.
Lost family time for, missed birthdays for, missed this for. It's like for nothing, for a Gucci bag and maybe a trophy.
Yeah, and
it's nothing.
And that's so fleeting for the things that really count. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. I was like, yo, how much did I miss when there were moments where I've gotten off track? Or like what time? Because time is so important.
Bro,
you can't get it back.
Can't get it back, man.
You can't get it back. I'm grateful that God can take the time we have left.
He can redeem
it. Yes. But it's like, what did I miss trying to become something?
Yes.
Or trying to be something, or trying to get somewhere?
Yes.
That at the end of the day, that when I got there, I'm like,
and those who love you the most don't actually even care about that stuff.
That's
the crazy part.
They just want you.
They want to play spades, eat chicken, hang out, and you're like, I'm doing this for us. They're like, yeah, if you could just be home, that'd be great.
Thank you. Can you just great. I appreciate this Louis Vuitton bag you bought me.
Yeah.
But I would rather just be on the couch under a blanket
watching
Netflix.
My honors program. You know what I mean? Like me being there for my son when he made AB honor roll means way more to him than him watching me on BET. It just does.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, but we have to. That's something else that we have to put on the altar and present to God as an offering, so that He can purge and purify it.
Yeah, and I think another thing that gets you to that place where you become sober is worship.
Yes. Yes.
Like what sobers me is when I'm in the presence. Like
Mm-hmm.
what wakes me up is like I have that Isaiah moment when he saw the Lord high and lifted up and trained
Yes.
the road, filled his temple. He didn't say, Lord, I love you. God, I bless you. God, you're so good. He said, no, woe
Woe
is
is
me.
me. Dang, look
Because
at
when
me.
I see
Yeah.
you,
Yeah. I see the real me. Yeah.
when I see it, and for me, it's more of, man, you're here and I'm here. And you know the truth about me. That's so like, yo, you know the truth. You know the
Yeah.
rated R version, the behind the scenes, and you're here because you love me. And it's like, yo, it's like if I'm not in a space where I know it's like where I need to be, it's like being in his presence, like it's like a joke. Like, yo, it's like, yo, you're so good. Like you're worth me making the corrections. You're worth me making the adjustments.
Yes.
You're worth me. And so it's like worship like puts me back in alignment.
Great.
And it just wakes me up to like, okay,
Great.
all right, wake up. And then I'm reminded and it's like, yo, how could I get comfortable with being out of place with a God that's so good, that's this good, that's this faithful. And so it's like for me, it's like your worship, not only did it change my life, it keeps me in the right perspective that in any time that I've gotten out of alignment, it was like it was in a moment of his presence that like realignment. It wasn't in therapy, and I'm gonna say
Yeah.
we need
Yeah.
therapy. It wasn't in a service where somebody was preaching an amazing word, but it was like in his presence. It was in my living room. It was in the
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
It was like, yo,
That's where transformation happens.
yes,
Yeah. For
yes,
sure.
in the presence of God.
Yeah.
Guys, this is good. I'm with Pastor Travis Greene, Dr. Travis Greene, regular Travis Greene.
Just Trav.
And but I'm just super grateful for the time, bro. I'm grateful for your life. I'm grateful for all that you do for our worship community. You know what I'm saying? I think I want to give you your flowers. I just think you've like exhibited what it is to be a worship leader. The quality, the time that you're putting into this music. And he has a record that's getting ready to drop. So when is the record coming out?
We're looking at March. I mean, we determined the timeline, so either March or April, but
I heard it's really good.
it's called Here Comes the Wind.
That's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful. It's another worship change my
My
life
God.
conversation with my brother and my friend. I pray that you guys are blessed by this. We'll see you on the other side. God bless.